"I don't know," replies Cain. "Am I my brother's keeper? Is it my responsibility to keep track of him? I don't know where he is." You can see in here, again, everything you need to know about human beings. This is just how we are, right? How would we describe Cain's heart right now? He is very self-justified. His heart is very hard. He has made a decision to go a certain way deep down. And he will not allow it to touch his deepest heart, the fact that he might have done something wrong. He's not wrong. It's Abel's fault. It's my brother's fault. I had to kill him. The Lord said, "What have you done? Listen, your brother's blood cries out to me from the ground. Now you are under a curse and driven from the ground, which opened its mouth to receive your brother's blood from your hand. When you work the ground, it will no longer yield its crops for you." What was Cain's job? He was a farmer. I never noticed exactly what this verse says until this week. It says not just that it's going to be really hard to grow crops. That was the curse given to Adam and the whole human race. It says the ground will no longer produce food for Cain. It's a second curse. Therefore, you will be a restless wanderer on the earth. You're just going to have to be a nomad. You have to wander around and find whatever food you can. Here's Cain's immediate reaction. Once again, you can see his heart where it's at. Does Cain say, "Oh, I'm so sorry I killed Abel. I wish he were back. I regret it so much"? All Cain can think about is himself. That's all that comes out of him. My punishment is more than I can bear. This isn't fair. How many times do your kids say, if you're a parent, how many times do your kids say that to you? You punish them. "It's totally unfair. It's so unfair." Oh, I just had this argument a couple days ago. One of my kids. The one who's not in here. "Today you're driving me from the land, Lord. It's your fault, God," just like his parents did. "And I'll be hidden from your presence. I'll be a restless wanderer on the earth. Whoever finds me will kill me." We could spend 3 hours trying to talk about who might kill him, but we're not going to do that today. The Lord said to him, "Not so. Anyone who kills Cain will suffer vengeance 7 times over." So once again, we have grace from God here. Even though he now has to kick Cain out and send him wandering into different parts of the earth, God still loves Cain. I mean, what would you expect if the first 2 children, these are the first 2 children on earth. One murders the other one premeditated. You would kind of expect what God would do is like strike him dead with lightning, right? Like, you're done. You just murdered your brother. You're done. That's not what he does. He tries over and over and over again to help him. Even when he has to drive him out, he says, "Okay, I'm still going to protect you. Even though you can't farm anymore, you're not going to be able to live with me, I'm still going to protect you." So Cain went out from the Lord's presence and lived in the land of Nod, which means wandering, east of Eden. When you do wrong, this is, if we're going to put it in maybe our own language, right? Sin is crouching at your door. You must rule it. If we're going to put it in our own language, what you need to do in your mind, this is so essential for human life and so necessary for our culture today. When you do wrong, it is, whose fault is it? It is your own fault. What if my parents were really awful? It's still your fault. If you do wrong, it's your fault. What if everybody around me was just mistreating me and all this bad stuff happened to me? You don't know what my life is like. You don't know the pain. You don't know the trauma. No. That is the temptation of sin. When you do wrong, there are all kinds of forces on you pushing you in different directions all the time. That's true for every human being all the time. Yes, there are some situations where it's easier to do the right thing and some where it's harder. But whenever you do wrong, whenever you make a choice, human beings have free will, and whenever you make a choice to do something that is wrong, it is only your fault.